and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Real Live sessions here at Warehouse Live. We are past the threshold. We are past the halfway point of the season as of today. So we have had so many incredible artists on for you. Last episode you guys saw, we had Brent Lundy and Steve Verholi of WXRY Discovery on. We talked to them about music. We talked about some of the history of it. We talked about some of the artists that we had already had on this season. Please, if you haven't seen that, go check it out. Myself, Marc sat down with those guys and just had a fantastic interview. There's so much more that I actually couldn't even keep in the video because I'm like, I gotta edit this down. We went for an hour and a half of just talking. I might throw some of those up online. So if you haven't already done it, make sure you guys check out our Instagram at On the Marc Studio. That's MARC Studio on Facebook, YouTube, all of those places. It's very easy. Also, if you haven't done so either and you want to support a program like this, please visit patreon.com/On the Marc Studio. Become a sponsor today. You can do it for as little as $5 a month, up to $25 a month. And again, I want to thank all of our current Patreon supporters. I want to thank all of our current sponsors, to include Celestial Viking and so many others. I also want to thank WXRY 99.3 for sponsoring the next two episodes as well. So they've helped to cover some costs on the next couple of episodes. So shout out to WXRY. Thank you to Brent and to Steve for coming on the program and supporting it. But ladies and gentlemen, we are well on our way. We're on the downhill slope at this point. We're on episode 11 of season 3. Give it up for Bombadier.
Yo.
Not yet. Bombadier.
Well, I went walking out past midnight. I found myself talking to a devil in the moonlight. He said, hey son, I'll give you everything that you want if you promise me that you'll keep my eternal company. No, wait. Working for the preacher, pocket full of stones. I never threw neither by God's good grace alone. He said, hey son, Jesus Christ will give you everything that you want if you promise to me. It's like 10% monthly. Well, I don't know about you, but eternity feels like a long time. To be stuck in one place, no road to retrace, no reasons to ask why. But maybe if I see you there, I'd give an honest try. All right. Well, I went drinking out past midnight. I found myself thinking, man, I could use a fight. I said, hey bartender, let me see you outside. I got nothing to lose and nothing to hide. And then I fell into a dream. Dreaming, sleeping in the snow, sleeping. I know what you're thinking, but I've changed, you know. I said, baby, if you take me back, I promise I'll give you everything. And I promise I'll be a better version of me. But until that day comes, But maybe if I see you there, I'd give an honest try. All right. Thank you.
You have a very unique style, because I think we get a lot of singer-songwriters in here that tend to lean with a little bit more like, we were listening to one song from a band that had been here, and it was there was like a melancholy or a somberness to it, and that tends to be a lot of way that people write, but a lot of your music is very upbeat and engaging, but not in a way that's like obnoxious either, because you get that too. You get some songs where it's like, oh, it's like, this is just a feel-good song, and then you get others where it's like, man, I feel good about this song. And I felt that way really throughout the entire evening with your music. So I really enjoyed that. So I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with this question today to begin with. When and how and what inspired you to start writing your own music and everything? Like, where does it come from? Where does that pull from? Where did it start for you? And where are you at now on that journey?
So that's a great question. I started writing music when I was a kid. I don't even really truthfully remember what age I started at. I remember for the longest time, whenever I was about 8 or 9 years old, I got my first Green Day record. And hearing Green Day play this music that was really rough and unpolished, and I don't know, it just inspired me to want to be in a punk rock band for a very long time. And I got my first guitar when I was 10. Started banging out songs that were not very good around that time, and I still remember a few of them. They were pretty bad. I guess the primary pull is just emotions, that you need to get through, and you don't really have a way. I grew up very, very cut off from other people, so it was my way of learning to communicate where I didn't necessarily feel I was super good at it before, and I don't know, it's just kind of evolved from there. It's kind of evolved over the years from me trying to, get out a specific feeling to wanting to just tell a story and, have that communicated through song.
All right. Thank you, guys. So this next song is called Fixed Gear State of Mind, and it's about a lot of things. It's kind of changed over the years of what it's about. Originally, I wrote it as a kind of a love letter to a city I used to live in, and also to a girl that I really love. And anyways, I'll stop rambling about it and just sing it, but I hope you like it. I'll kill all the spiders for you. Scream your name until my lungs turn bluer than the sea. You love so much to lay beneath the sun, soaking up those golden rays. I can't stop thinking of those days when you smiled at me and took my hand. God, I miss that white hot sand. You've always stood so tall. You're 5 foot nothing, but you sure can brawl. Always the type of girl to sit back silently, watch me dig a hole in my own stupidity. Riding long boards with cold cup coffee, never on the ball, but still get by. We managed to make it work in spite of everything, like 7 different houses in all our history. Let's take the 10, speed down to King Street. Don't close your eyes, Don't close your eyes, skip the stop signs, run the red lights. Keep it on time, keep it on time. If you're hardcore, grab your bullhorns. Go take a ride, go take a ride. Go take a ride. 7 crazy years have walked right by us. We developed our own form of self-reliance. Taught each other things we never knew we needed, about stick and poke tattoos and stolen frozen pizza. It's never easy moving on, especially when you look how far we've come. The memories we made are still inside us. The friends that we found are right beside us. Let's take the 10 speed down to King Street. Don't close your eyes, don't close your eyes. Skip the stop signs, run the red lights. Keep it on time, keep it on time. If you're hardcore, grab your bullhorns. Go take a ride, go take a ride. Go take a ride. Sleeping all day, staying up late to go watch the tide. Go watch the tide. Sleeping all day, staying up late. Fixed gear, state of mind. 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 Oh yeah.
Give us a little perspective here. So you were talking about writing when you were like 9 or 10. How old are you now? Like where are we at in this journey for Brandon Dowell, aka Bombadier?
I'm about to turn 28 in August, so I've been writing songs for almost, I guess, 18 years. Yeah. So
That's good. You're still young, but like you're not green at this either. So
Yeah.
you've been doing this for a minute, and you can tell because like you've got a pretty well-rounded sound. Like you get some people that like, man, they're incredible guitar players, but maybe their songwriting has something to catch up to, or maybe their vocals have something to catch up to. It's usually like one of the 3 pillars, whether it be their instrument, whether it be their vocals, or whether it be their songwriting. There's always something that seems to be like that's the one where they need to like really hone on. Man, I feel like you're at like a really good level on all 3 of those, like very consistent across the board, which is refreshing because like you talked about how like Green Day, it's like unpolished, and like there's a way to polish something to sound unpolished, if that makes sense. Yeah. And it's like you have that sound across the board. Like I when I was first time I heard you, it was like I was going back to like some Blink 182, some Plain White Tees, even like maybe some Death Cab type stuff. Maybe not quite as dark as those guys, but like it's still like you hear those kind of tones and that sound of that like indie folk punk stuff. Like so, in that mindset, what would you categorize your music? How would you categorize it? Can it be categorized? That's always a fun one.
I've heard it. I've been called a lot of things. So I've been called folk punk. I've been called folk roots punk. I've been called nerd rock. I don't really know how to categorize it. I like to scream and shout. I like to scream and shout and play my guitar, and that's all I know.
That's
try not to put a label on it.
Listen, that's a perfect answer, though. We always like to ask the question, even though deep down I think all of us know the answer to it, because like we get such a crazy variety of musicians on here. of various genres and styles. Like we were talking about earlier this evening before we started, we were talking about hero and stuff like that, and that was a different direction for us. Last season we had on Osara, which is like a metal band, you know. So like we've hit several different genres because like when it comes to the original music and the original art around here, there's a lot of different genres. You know, we tend to stay away from the jazzy stuff and everything because we work closely with, you know, Cola Jazz. I do the videography for them, but we even have overlaps from some of those artists that have been on Cola Jazz and also been on our show, and then have been on like Seven Sunday with a little more soulful stuff, and they've also been on our show because, you know, nobody really fits into one genre of music.
So for this next song, this is actually a new song, newer. It's called From Underneath, and I recently released an NPR Tiny Desk music video contest, whatever you want to call it, recently, so you can go check that out online if you want. It's on YouTube and on our Facebook and all the other socials as well. Yeah, I'm going to try my best to play it for you.
Look sharp and cut the knots in me. Loosen up my clenched hands. A still mind is what I try to seek. I'll find peace inside the plan. I'll be my brother's keeper, keeping me a sense of self, man. When lightning comes, it comes from underneath, not from what's in your head, words in your head. Words in your head. Every time I try to speak, it gets lost inside the mail. I'll find my words inside a letter bin. I hope they find you well. They find you well. They find you well. Stand still inside and try to find what's making me unwell. Let go of those that hurt me. Move along. Make new friends. Look sharp and cut the knots in me. Loosen up my clenched hands. I'll find time to mind the evergreens. I'll bring joy to myself. Be my brother's keeper, keeping me a sense of self, man. And from now on, when I need to speak, I'll speak with my chest. Speak with my chest. Speak with my chest.
you have some awesome guitar playing that I want to drop into as well, because like I heard some notes that you were doing just on the acoustic, man, and you really know how to hold those bends right for like that, to give it that tonal shift, if you will, within those songs and everything. So tell me a little bit about guitar playing and everything for you. Where did that start, and how does that go for you in terms of like writing stuff and everything?
Yeah, so when I first started playing music, I started on the trumpet in my middle school band, and eventually I switched over to French horn, and I kept on through band throughout high school. But around 9th grade, I got my first guitar, and it was from Walmart. It was a first act electric guitar. Maybe it was a little bit before freshman year of high school. Maybe it was like 8th grade or something like that. But so I got my first guitar then, and it's funny that you compliment my guitar playing, because that's kind of the one thing that I feel like I'm really not necessarily lacking in, but certainly not as progressed as I could be for playing for so long.
Sure. Well, I mean, listen, your guitar playing for your songs,
Yeah.
phenomenal. So like I really did enjoy what you would do in terms of like using the full range, the full dynamics of your guitar, because you had those moments that were soft, and you had those moments where like I can bend this and everything. It's like even if you haven't figured out like all the like ins and outs of the guitar, you figured out the guitar for your songs. I'll give you that. Yeah,
enough.
This next song is another story, I guess you could say, and it's kind of about getting bad life advice from people that you wouldn't really want to get life advice from. Skewed moral compasses, if you will. Anyways, this song is called Lionheart. Posted up on your pale blue couch in the pale blue walls of your pale blue house. When the morning comes, I'll be the first to head out. No time to stop and see what everyone was talking about. Do you remember when I said I didn't believe? I've never seen you look so disappointed in me. Now that years have passed, I've started to understand. Not a thing I do is dictated by a master plan. Not a thing I do is dictated by a master plan. When we were growing up, you dreamed of heading out west. I dreamed of falling in love. You wish me all of the best. When the evening comes, I'll be the last one to bed. It's so convenient, only need it when it's all in your head. So convenient, only need it when it's all in your head. In your head, in your head, in your head. But the truth is, what I'm saying is, yeah, the truth is I'm saying it. 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 Lionheart once said, sacrifice comes easy when it's for something worth believing. Like me, I'm living in my car. I'm doing great, best I ever been. The open road, my only needed friend. I'm not alone. I've got my trusty bends, and that's enough. I said, friend, that sure as hell seems lonely, shaking hands with travelers and phonies. I don't like much, but I sure don't like baloney or the cut of your jib. He then proceeded to talk about connection and how we're all just walking sacks of flesh, and how we learned it all on his latest, greatest drug trip at Burning Man.
And you know, it's funny. I try to write. When I write a song, I try to write it to where my storytelling and vocals take away from the basic guitar playing that I do. You know, I kind of try to mask the simplistic guitar with more interesting lyrics that are moving both, you know, harmonically, they're having melody and stuff, but also telling a story at the same time. So I try to find a balance of both flow throughout the song, you know, to make sure that it speeds up, it slows down, it's not all the same tempo, it changes and it's interesting. That way you don't notice how bad I actually suck at guitar, you know? So I do my best.
Well, that brings up another kind of question there. So, and I think it kind of answered that a little bit, but just to add some clarity to it. So, obviously, songwriting is, you feel personally, your strong suit. Do you ever have the situation where you're playing on something on the guitar and that comes before the lyrics? Or is it usually just the lyrics first and then you find the melody?
Well, you know, it's different. It depends on the song. You know, some songs will start with a riff that I'll come up with, and then some songs start with like a word. Like mishearing another lyric from another song totally inspired the roots for another song, you know. Amigo Suntree, which I'll be playing this evening, was one of those cases where I misheard a lyric on a song, and I was like, what did he just say? Amigo Suntree, what is that talking about? And I looked it up, and that wasn't the lyric. So I was like, well, I'll keep it. You know, that's for me. So you know, so it really varies. It depends on the story and the song.
Out of curiosity, since obviously they're going to hear that song tonight, do we want to say like what song that was from? Like, what song were you listening to? You remember at all, or?
You know, right now I don't remember off the top of my head. And it was a very in passing thing. It was very quick, and I jotted it down real quick and Googled it, and that was it. So I don't remember what song it was, but whatever it was, thank you.
Yeah, no.
The song's about a murder. You said we're nearly dead. But what's the worst that could happen? What's the worst that could happen? You said Pacific Northwest. But what's the worst that could happen? What's the worst that could happen? You said that it would be best if you stayed behind and kept the van on. I walk alone upon the sidewalk. You said the rounds would be dead. But what's the worst that could happen? I said, put the money in the bag. What's the worst that could happen? I'm the worst that could happen. I said, don't return to that counter again. I'll blow your head off of your shoulders. Hit the gas, wait, where's the van? Oh, she is gone, nowhere in sight. Jesus Christ, where's my wife? Thank you.
All right, so tell us a little bit about. Let's talk about Brandon for a minute. Let's step away from Bombadier.
Oh, God.
Well, I mean, like, listen, that's part of what this is. So, like, what is this your full thing? Are you doing music now, or is this something that maybe you want to work towards, or trying to get towards, like doing full time and everything?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely want to pursue it full time. I'm actually in school right now to get a teaching degree. So I'm trying to hang on to school and finish it before I start doing the music thing full time. But if the gigs start coming, then the gigs start coming, you know. So I don't really know. I want to be responsible and get that, that schooling done, but also, you got to follow.
Where are you going to school at right now? Or
just Midlands Tech.
Midlands. Hey, listen,
Midlands
man, that's
Tech.
a great program. We've got some folks here that are doing the same thing. So, matter of fact, Jordan back there behind the camera has been doing that. We've had some interns in here from Benedict as well, and we've got. You said, are you doing English degree? Is that what you're working on?
Teaching.
Okay, teaching.
Early childhood education.
Oh, very nice, very nice. I mean, listen, all of that kind of stuff goes hand in hand with songwriting. Like we had Lang Owen on here a few episodes back, and like he's a social worker, works at USC. Richard Hurto is getting his English degree and everything as well. One of our first for this season, and so like I mean, listen, continue to pursue it, man. Like push through on that one because like the two go hand in hand. You know, I mean, if you're pursuing something in music and those two things can work themselves together, because like I'm sure you know as well as anybody, you got to live life a little bit. You got to have some experiences in order to write songs. Because like I honestly like I probably, and not that I didn't try to write songs when I was younger, but like once my life kind of got twisted upside down a little bit, and I was in my 30s and everything, I felt like, man, I've actually got something to write about now.
Got something to say.
I've got some experiences here. I've been around the world. I have done these things, and I've had these journeys that, like, you know, I hear songs talking about. Now I've got something in that same vein to share as well.
I know what you mean.
So yeah. So where exactly can everyone find you right now? Like where are you at? Obviously we've got Facebook, Instagram, and that's Bombadier. Do you want to spell that for us as well?
Yes. So it's BOMBADIER, and you can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, SoundCloud, and I believe that's it for now, but we're working on Spotify. I've got a Bandcamp page. You can also find me at my website, bombadiermusic.com. That's where we post all of our gigs, any announcements related to the band. We have a single coming out in a couple months that's a full band, officially recorded single. Can't say much about it right now because it's very hush-hush. Nice. But whenever it comes out, you can check the website and you can find out details about that. And yeah.
Well, when you said it's hush-hush, I was going to ask you, are you currently working with anybody, recording anywhere, or going through that? Can you talk about that aspect of it?
You know, I can give you a little bit. So I'm going to be featured in a major documentary on Discovery Plus streaming platform, and that's going to be coming out in October, and they are going to be featuring our first official single, and the documentary is about a friend of mine who passed away a couple years ago, and that's all I can really say about the film because it's not released yet.
Non-disclosure, I got you. No, understood.
But yeah, it'll be coming out soon, and you may be hearing more from me.
Man, you are the second act that we've had on this season that's got something in like a major release or film or something like that as well. So that's awesome to hear, man.
So my second to last song. Again, my name is Bombadier. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. This next song is a new song that I just wrote recently a couple weeks ago, and I'm still working on it. You know, it's all pieces of art are never really finished. So, but anyways, it's about an imaginary place. The Amigo sun tree, she dances off key and shines her blinding lights into the eyes of the people who say you can't begin to negotiate with that kind of woman. She turns to the sun and cancels out everything, and then suddenly I don't feel so out of reach. On the gazebo balcony, she packs away her loose things and hides her heart and heart far below the aisles of the regals who say it doesn't pay to live that way, always on the road.
apart from those that take and lose in love, but finding space for your rambling mind to speak.
You know, I've heard you play some of these songs, and I think I heard one or two that maybe I hadn't heard before tonight. I absolutely love the style that you have. It's like this folk, pop, punk, indie, alternative. I don't know what it is. It's a little bit of everything. You break out that harmonica from time to time. We talked about it earlier. You didn't have your kazoo. You lost your reeds busted on it. But, man, you pulled it through, and you closed it out with probably one of my favorite songs. And I think the first time you played that and you gave us that background story, it was very moving. So I'm super excited for folks to listen to that this evening. So stay tuned for the very end of the episode and check out the last song he does. It's called Daisy. It's a wonderful song, and it's such a feel good tune too, man.
So this is my last song. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening. My name is Bombadier. I'm from Columbia, South Carolina. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all the major socials, pretty much everything except Spotify. You can find me on SoundCloud as well for some of my music demos. And I'd like to thank On the Marc Studios for allowing me to come play some songs and for taking the time to do all this for us, because this is amazing. Thank you so much, and thank you to everybody that was here doing sound and everything else. You guys were awesome, so thank you for doing all this. This song is called Daisy, and it's about a foster dog that I used to take care of, and she has since found a new home, but she's still very much in our hearts. She was a wild and crazy thing, and I think the song kind of speaks for itself as to her personality. So anyways, I'm Bombadier. This is Daisy. Thank you, and good night.
My girl Daisy, she's so lazy, sits in the sunshine all day long. My sweet baby got me going crazy, running around the back of my mind. But I'm a little fettered about the changing of the weather. I wonder if I could keep her inside. But it's 1, 2, 3, 4 out the back door she goes. God knows that girl will keep you on your toes. Swear she loved you, turns around and goes. 5, 6, 7, 8 up over out the gate. Nowhere to be, but she tells me that she's running late. I know she loves me, she just can't seem to demonstrate. Oh, my girl Daisy, she's so hazy, rolls in the grass like a lion dog. She's so funny, sweeter than honey. She's born from the rain on the mountaintop. But I'm a little worried. She always seems so hurried. I wonder if I can help her unwind. But it's 1, 2, 3, 4 out the back door she goes. God knows that girl will keep you on your toes. Swear she loves you, turns around and goes. 5, 6, 7, 8 up over out the gate. Nowhere to be, but she tells me that she's running late. I know she loves me, she just can't seem to demonstrate. No. And that night, you stay up for hours, talking about all the flowers that you never got to smell. I walk outside, my head is divided. She says she feels like an island, blowing away with the wind. My girl Daisy, she's so lazy, sits in the sunshine all day long. Thank you.
You know, obviously, I think I'm going a little backwards here. I didn't ask, like, where are you from originally? Like, obviously, are you from South Carolina? Or?
I am, yeah.
Okay, tell us a little bit about young Brandon and where he's from and everything too.
Oh man, I don't want to bum everybody out, but I mean, I'll give you the details. If
Well,
you
you're
want.
lifting us up with the music, so bum us out a little bit with your story.
You
it's
know,
okay.
it'll give you a little bit of insight to some of the songs, I guess. So I grew up in Gilbert, South Carolina, not too far from here, a little podunk town.
I know a few folks from there.
Yeah, so I went to high school there pretty much until my senior year. I ended up having to move out. Yeah, just crazy parents, you know, as it goes.
Listen, I'm from Lugoff, South Carolina, so if you've ever been over there, there's definitely some parallels and everything like that. I love my people, I love my town, but like, we know who we are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know where I come from and everything just as much as they know where they come from. And I'm okay with it. I'm happy with it. I wouldn't be the person I am today if it wasn't for those things, good, bad, or indifferent.
That's
know?
right. That's
so
right.
ultimately, it's a good thing. So, Brandon, man, I really appreciate you coming out and doing this with us, man. Absolutely incredible performance. Make sure you guys check him out. SoundCloud. He's got some stuff coming to iTunes and Spotify hopefully soon. So eventually, when this gets out, we'll make sure we'll reshare it when that stuff comes out, and when the other things that you can't quite talk about come out, we'll make sure we share that also. I want to thank everybody again for tuning in, for joining us tonight. I want to thank all of our Patreon supporters. If you'd like to help support this program and all the stuff that we have going on, we've got a lot of good things that are potentially in the works for the future. We're already starting to look at next season and everything, even though we're at that halfway threshold point. So we've reached 11 episodes. We've got about 9 more for you, if that gives you an idea where we're at. So we've got some great artists coming up for you next week. We'll have Slim Pickens on the schedule. We've got some other good folks coming on down the road. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow. Check us out on YouTube. If you're already here watching this and you're on here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you want to know more about this cool gentleman right here, make sure you check out the information in the bio below. give you a little background on his story, give you links to his Facebook and all that fun stuff. Thank you again for tuning in. Thank you to our sponsors, Coburn's Exclusive out of Nashville, Tennessee, Celestial Viking. Shout out again to Matt Buck, all the folks that are always back here behind the scenes are with us, Morgan Johnson. We got Finn in the house tonight. We've got a lot of other great things coming up for you, so please stick around. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Have a good night.